Hello and welcome back to the Modern Stacker. And in today's video, we're going to be asking the question, how much silver should you be stacking? Well, I'm going to tell you right up front, as much as you can is the answer to that question. I'm not a financial advisor. For those of you who watch this channel know that I'm just a dude on YouTube who likes to talk about shiny things. But the answer is pretty obvious if you've been around the stacking community long enough, that we are looking at a precious metal, a commodity that is significantly undervalued. And if you've been watching, you watched my video yesterday that I dropped that had to do with the gold to silver ratio, this highlights, underscores just how greatly silver is undervalued, and that it's like right now, from a standpoint of silver to gold, this is the precious metal to be stacking. Again, check that video out yesterday if you didn't have a chance to see it. And if you're new to this channel, definitely consider subscribing so that you can pick this content up as it comes out. Back to the question, how much silver should you be stacking? And like I said, the answer is as much as you can, only from the standpoint of, if you look at history, right? This is a historical chart of silver. This was back in the good old days, back when silver was part of our currency. And when silver stopped being part of our currency, right around this time, you saw it started to go out of control. Now, why is that? Well, because inflation started going out of control. Our dollar, our fiat currency, is very much the key driver for why the price is going up and down. The metal itself is relatively unchanged. What's changing is the perception of how much inflation debt that we have. In fact, go here now, but if you ever go to the debt clock ratio, check it out. You can see, numbers look bad numbers, bad, going up. And these aren't even the real numbers. Like if you go to shadow stats, things are much worse. So the point is that we have been essentially led into this lie, if you will, about how the precious metal, silver and gold, have this correlation to inflation. Well, it's actually just the other way around. All we're seeing here is the paper traded price. This is what silver trades at on the paper exchange. This is what gold trades at on the exchange. And there's a fun little chart for you to dig into as well. So when I say the question is like, how much silver or how much gold should you own? It really has more to do with, how protected or prepared do you want to be against inflationary bets? Because that's essentially what gold and silver are becoming, because gold and silver has always been God's money, and they are real, tangible, physical money. Fiat is a debt. It is not money. It is a currency that is based on debt, but it is not money. Gold and silver actually are and have been money for thousands and thousands of years, pretty much since the beginning of human history, if you will. So based on that alone, we have been conditioned over the last 50 years, at least since the 60s, that gold and silver are no longer important. They are a barbarous relic. And we are now beginning to realize, come out of this coma, if you will, that it is not a barbarous relic. In fact, it is very, very important. That's why world banks are buying up gold in record amount. One of the reasons I'm putting this video out is because one of the top trending searches on YouTube right now is, how much silver should I own? So yeah, I'm totally playing to you on this one because I wanted to answer that question. It's a relevant question. How much silver should you own? Again, I say as much as you possibly can, because it is only going to help you in the season to come. As inflation begins to rear its ugly head, we're going to see this go up, not because silver is going up, but because the buying power of the dollar is going down. And that is essentially what gold and silver are hedges against. And so when you are trying to figure out how to take the next steps into that process of where, what should I be buying? I've got a lot of videos on my channel. Definitely feel free to subscribe and take a look at my backlog of some of the content where I talk about, top 5 silver coins, or, top gold coins if you're in that category, or, just I've got a lot of those videos that you can kind of dive into. But for right now, just to kind of quickly give you a quick overview, you've got sovereign coins that are made from the government mints. So like the American Silver Eagle is a popular one. Then you have silver rounds, generic rounds that are made by companies that have, access to silver and make these impressions. This is legitimate silver, but they're both silver. That's the beautiful thing about it. These are both silver. Then you've got things like bars. You can get into the bar world where you have basically you're stacking for weight. And then you've got the gold world where once you've got enough silver, that's a lot of weight to be lugging around. Convert it into gold. 1 ounce of gold fits a lot easier in your pocket than 70, 80 ounces of silver. I mean, that's just the way it is. So ultimately, this is where wealth gets stored, and this is where prosperity gets made. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Like I said, I just wanted this to be a quick overview about why you should be stacking silver, why it's important. And then check out my video yesterday where I talk about what you can do with silver and how the gold to silver ratio is a critically valuable thing to understand and how you can leverage that to your advantage. So definitely take a look at that. But in the meantime, I really appreciate you watching. Hit the like button on the way out the door. And until the next video, keep on stacking.